Well, hello there, my fellow Scarscribers. Good times with Scar here, bringing you my 20,000 Scarscriber Q&A video. So I asked, what shall I do to commemorate this momentous occasion of reaching 20,000 Scarscribers? And you replied, Scar, you should do a Q&A video with a face cam and a tour of Scarland, all combined to make one super awesome video. So let's get into those questions. Alright, so we got our first question, and this is a question that is asked commonly. So what I'm going to do is go through these two questions that are asked very frequently, and then I'll get into the specific questions asked by yourselves. Alright, so the first one is, when will Scarland be available for download? And I have to apologize because I've mentioned that it'll be available here and there, but different things have come up to prevent me from doing that. The first one is that Scarland's spawn point got changed in an update about 3 or 4 updates ago, and it spawns you about 20 blocks onto a tree. And we spent quite a bit of time building that spawn tower for you, a more proper entrance into the world, and I don't know how to fix it. I can't do /spawn point because the world has never been converted to, what is it called, hacks and cheats, or adding creative mode, different, whatever it is. It's still pure survival mode back from when it was generated, I believe April 2011. So it's need to figure out a way to fix that before it's available for download, and also that it is not how I want it. And the best analogy I can give you guys is, I'm a painter, and I wouldn't want to give you guys a painting that is missing the trees, and so it's missing different parts to it. And one of the biggest parts it's missing is its roller coaster that I've always talked about. And I would like to finish that and work on the pathways a little bit more, so it's a little bit more accessible. I never set forth out to make a world that other people could be in, but I do now want to, because you guys have expressed so much interest in enjoying the world. So I would like to make the world a little more accessible. More pathways, more places for you guys to get food and supplies as you explore the world. So that is the reason. I guys hope you understand. Next would be the texture pack. Now, texture pack, I set forth working on that last year. But as you know, last year was a bit complicated for me. Some of those things were not completed in the texture pack, and I don't want to give you guys, again, for another analogy as a photographer, I wouldn't want to give you guys a painting that's missing 2 inches off the bottom that's not printed on. It's not quite done. I would like to add a few more things to it before it's ready to be out there. I want it to be something special, not something that's half done that I have not finished. Alright, so let's get into the questions that you guys have asked me, and the first one is, does Scar have the best subscribers in all of YouTube? Well, of course I do, but I'm going to lay out some reasons on why, to be specific. So, first one is, you guys support my videos, tremendous likes and comments and encouraging feedback that helps make my videos better each time. Next would be, I've had some periods of time where I was gone, where I just disappeared off the face of the planet. You guys stuck around. You didn't just say, oh, guess he's done, I'm out of here. No, you guys stuck around. That was the best part. And that is why I have the best subscribers. They are creative. They are awesome, and I appreciate every single one of you guys for the support you've given my channel. All right, next question. My question is, how did you end up in a wheelchair? I ended up in a wheelchair as a result of a neuromuscular disease in 2007. My muscles were too weak to keep me going walking-wise, and that is why I'm in a wheelchair. I know you might have heard some stories about me and my pirating days, but those are false. All right, next question. Why did you have to go to the hospital so much? Last year I went to the hospital a lot because of my neuromuscular disease. It weakens your muscles, so you have a lot of complications resulting in that. And last year it was primarily dominated by nutrition. And my nutritional state was not well, and it needed to be fixed, but fixing it resulted in a lot of complications, a lot of trial and error to get to the point where I am now at a pretty stable point nutritional-wise. So that is why I was in the hospital a lot. So a lot of nutrition related problems with PICC lines, TPN infections, and then finally on the tube feeding problems, and now finally where I am now. So that is one reason why I've been in the hospital quite a few times, but luckily in the last few months I've been hospital free. Next question is, what was your best accomplishment throughout your life? Well, I would have to say being here today and getting through last year and the year of 2007 was probably one of my best accomplishments. 2007, I was able to rid myself of a ventilator. That's so it helps me breathe. As you can see, I had a trach in my throat there, and it helped me breathe when my breathing was in a bad state. So we packed up, went to the Mayo Clinic, and they were able to wean me from the vent. I think that was one of the best accomplishments of my life, because I don't think I would be here today if I was able to get off of the ventilator at that time. Did you play games as a kid? If so, which ones? Well, I didn't play a ton of video games as a kid. I played a few PC titles. I never had a console. Biggest game I ever played, and probably spent the most time still to date, even adding Minecraft into it, or Call of Duty, it had to have been Roller Coaster Tycoon. Roller Coaster Tycoon was something I played an incredible amount of time. I played every single one of them. Roller Coaster 1, Loopy Landscapes, Corkscrew Follies. If you remember any of those, or you had those, you get extra awesome points for that. And going into Roller Coaster 2, when they added the Six Flags expansions. Roller Coaster 3 was a disappointment. My computer couldn't run it when it came out. Once I did get a computer that could run it, it was not quite the same. Didn't quite have the same feel, but still really fun. And I do still plan on doing a few videos for fun on that. Next question is, what is your favorite game besides Minecraft? Definitely is Roller Coaster Tycoon. So that game harkens back to my love of Disneyland and my desire to be a theme park designer, more specifically an Imagineer, somebody who creates the theme parks and rides at the Disneyland parks. So that is definitely my favorite game. I love this question. Which is cooler, Mickey Mouse or Buzz Lightyear? Now you might be thinking at first, Buzz Lightyear's got a suit, he's a space ranger, he's got a laser beam, he has wings that pop out of his back, which, that's awesome. And he has a little shield that can go over his head. You know, wouldn't you love that in a crowd of people that are kind of gross? You just like go, whoop. You don't have to deal with that. But no, I think Mickey Mouse is the coolest. He's a humble leader that he doesn't, go walking around thinking he's Captain Awesome. He's just a cool guy, and I would say Mickey Mouse. And he is, of course, the big cheese of the Disney Corporation. Next question, have you ever lost motivation to make videos due to being bored of the game? Or hate? No, and I never really get bored of Minecraft. Sometimes, I'll lose interest for a few days and, I stop playing it for maybe a week or two. But I never really get bored of it. I can always find something to do in Minecraft. That's the beauty of Minecraft. There is always something for somebody to do. And it appeals to so many others because there's so much to it. You could be a builder. You could have fun with your friends. You could do PvP. You could be an artist and make a mod or a texture pack of some sort. So I love Minecraft for those reasons. I think that's what keeps people from getting bored of Minecraft. Next would be for hate. I've been very fortunate, and this goes back to my first question, was I have super awesome subscribers, and I don't get a lot of hate, and I'm very lucky for that. In the beginning, when I posted a lot of Call of Duty, I did, and it did kind of wear down on you a little bit, but the Minecraft community is a little bit more awesome. Call of Duty people can be a little bit eccentric, and Minecraft guys can be a little bit more down to earth and a little bit more chill. So yeah, I've never had to deal with too much hate, and I've been fortunate for that. So no. What was the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you? That has to go back to my swimming days, and more specifically, snakes. I don't like snakes. They're devilish creatures from the bowels of the earth. And my friend thought it was funny to make a joke about it. So one day there was a paper bag and it said Charlie on it. I didn't think anything of it. It was next to our swimming bags. There was a rock wall next to our pool, and there was probably some class there where it was kids with the bag. And he said there was a snake in it, and it was his, and it was from school. And I just assumed, okay, I guess schools have pets sometimes and they'll let people bring them home. Well, I assumed, yes, there was a snake. For some reason, I thought at the time, I guess, that all snakes were poisonous and deadly and were going to chop your head off and eat you. Freaked out, and he taunted me with the bag for the entire day. He was throwing it at me, and I kept screaming, "Take it home, take it home. You don't know what that thing could do. Take it home, take it home." And well, I never really lived that down, and that was quite embarrassing. Oh, okay, next question. Did you have any other hobbies as a kid apart from swimming? I did quite a few other hobbies. At around age 9 or 10, I started to take an interest into photography, and I've been doing that ever since. So I love photography. Next would be, I did quite a bit of fishing. So things like that, those are some of the other hobbies that I did as a kid besides swimming. What is your favorite hobby? And I would have to say my favorite hobby has got to be photography. I love to get my camera and go out into a beautiful environment and to capture it. It's also a really great way to, after you've been kind of stuck in the house for a long time, to get out and take pictures. It just requires a lot of energy that I don't have sometimes. So that is probably the biggest obstacle holding me back in photography, is the amount of energy you need to use to do it. You need to get out, you have to carry very heavy equipment, and to get a wheelchair into a specific place to take a specific picture is very difficult, but it is still my favorite hobby and I love it. All right, next question is, where would you like to travel? And I think this goes back to my love of Disney, and I would love to go to Japan and go to Tokyo Disneyland, and specifically also Disney Seas in Tokyo. I mean, they have a volcano and it erupts, and there's 2 rides built into it. Need I say more? Do you like Legos? Of course I like Legos. Legos are the greatest thing ever. And they probably are one reason why I love Minecraft so much too. I have a cool story. I remember saving up my money for months trying to get different Legos. One of the big ones was the police boat that floated. And I saved up for it for months. And I remember when I finally had enough money for it at $19.99. And I was so excited. It went on sale and I saved $2. Oh, I just love Legos. Next question. Sometimes I get bored of Minecraft. How do you not give up on projects? Well, one thing I do is not give up on the project, and I set my sights very high. Sometimes on servers that I play with, I built a house, built a farm, I built an enchanting room, but it gets kind of boring. But in Scarland, I set my sights really high, higher than I think that I can achieve, but I try to reach it. With the tree farm, I could have just built some trees, some pathways, and it would have been done. I would have been done with it. But I decided to set my sights high and build a giant mother tree and then surround it with a glass cube. Anything in Minecraft is more awesome if you surround it with a glass cube. And setting yourself with lofty goals and the determination not to give up, Minecraft never really comes bored because there's always something to do and something to accomplish. What project do you feel most proud of? Tree farm definitely is the one I would have to say. It took an incredible amount of time and resources and was a lot of fun to build, but most importantly, you guys really enjoyed watching it, and that was the most important part. Next question, are you going back to hardcore? And what happened to Bad Times with Scar? I'll start with the hardcore part. The series ended around August was the last episode. It was another result of being in the hospital a long time and then just not having the time to restart the series. But I do have to ask you a question. Would you like to have it restarted from scratch and just show more of the resource gathering process? I turned it more into another Scarland project where I spent a lot of time gathering resources and then built stuff, where it just turned into another Scarland project. But would you guys rather have a more continuous process like the Noob from Pro series, or the way we were doing it and just start up from where we left off? That's the question I asked for you. And now Bad Times with Scar. Bad Times with Scar, again, resulted from being in the hospital and just neglect, and I don't have it rolled up in my partnership yet. So if you guys would like me to revive Good Times or Bad Times with Scar again, I do have a video, Trolling Gone Very, Very Wrong, which would make a great video on there. So let me know if you want to see me revive Bad Times with Scar. Can you do a Feed the Beast mod series? I can, and I have downloaded it, but I wasn't quite sure which mod pack you guys would like to see from it. So definitely let me know which mod pack you would like to see from it, and if that is still something you guys want to see, or any other mods that you would like me to do. I would like to do a series with Minecraft mods and continue to do the series of Scarland without mods. I think they would complement each other very well. Can you make a video showing us your massive diamond collection? That goes back to making my epic mine that's in the future. It'll have attached to it a vault, and the vault will contain all the diamonds and precious gems that we have in the Minecraft world. All right, this was a good one here. This is rapid fire questions for the end here. What are you most afraid of in life? Snakes, and most of the things hospital related have already happened to me, so there's not a lot I'm scared of anymore. What is your favorite animated movie and why? Well, that is a tough one, because I would go back and say some of the previous ones in the past, such as Snow White and Pinocchio for artistic reasons are my favorite, but then in some of our recent films, such as Toy Story and Up and different things like that, are more of my story-wise are my favorite. It's really tough to say which is my favorite, so probably Pinocchio being my favorite hand-drawn film. 3D-wise, I would probably say it's a tough one between Toy Story 2 and Up. What do you want to happen in your future? What do I want to happen? I would love to be able to walk. So simple. Next would be to have a job in the as a concept artist or illustrator or something like that. What food do you cook most often? I don't eat. I have a feeding tube. Stinks. If you were to add anything to Minecraft with a snap of a finger, what would it be? Oh man, too many things buzzing around in my head at the moment. Extra large signs that you could read from a distance. That would be 6 blocks wide that you could read Scarland Museum over here. That would be awesome. Next would be tropical biomes with palm trees and more creatures in the water, furniture, chairs, more paintings, everything. A 3-wide painting would be awesome. All right, guys. Well, that is it. If I didn't get you your question, hopefully in the near future we can get to another milestone where we can have some more questions, and hopefully I'll answer your question in that video. And I have to say thank you again, guys, for the support. The 20,000 Scarscribers means a lot, and I hope I can continue to make awesome content that you guys enjoy. So this has been Good Times with Scar, and we'll see you later. And here is our living room. We have our beautiful tray ceiling, our fireplace, and our chairs and couches. I think that room came out pretty darn good. You guys, of course, selected choice B for our fireplace, and that's what we got. I think that was a wise choice.